Hey everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining me in the den here at Friendship Shaving. Today I'm going to be shaving with a Parker razor, the 63C, and I will show you that shortly. Going to be using the Yaki 24mm coffee pot style brush, the Mocha. And the soap I'm going to be using, which you can see I've already got loaded onto my brush, is Stirling Red Delicious, one of my favourite soaps. So first of all, let me put this razor together and show it to you. We'll start with the guard plate. There it is. It is quite a thick guard plate, and here's an open comb razor. There is the head cap, chrome finish, as you can see, very bright and shiny. And I'm going to pop in today a winner blade. I know that was upside down and back to front, but a winner blade, and it is the second use of this blade. Got the handle here for the 63C, and that screws in very easily, and there we are, all put together. So we'll come back to that. Let me just add a little more moisture to my face. And we'll start putting a bit of lather on. I love this Red Delicious from Stirling. It's the last little bit of my sample. It is very fresh, and it just smells delightful. It smells of apples, but not necessarily of an apple, if that makes sense. To me, it's just really a deep, nice apple scent. I absolutely love it. I believe they sell this in the summertime. But I think it suits this time of year very well indeed. As always with Stirling soaps, absolutely a dream to lather, and I get a beautiful lather off them. Really great soaps. There we are, that will do nicely. We'll start to have a shave with this Parker 63C. This one was a gift quite a long time ago now from a gentleman called Charles in Tennessee, a lovely gentleman. And this one came from the gentleman's groom room up in Dundee, where Kevy lives, Kevy Parr from Kevy Shaves. And I haven't had this out for a long time, and I thought I'd dig it out today because it is another Indian razor. And it is a brass construction with the chrome finish on the head and guard plate, and a rose colour metal on the handle. Now that is the description on the Parker website. A rose colour metal, sorry, a rose gold metal. Let me get that right, a rose gold metal. I don't know if it genuinely is rose gold, which traditionally is 18 karat gold with some silver and some copper in it to give it that red look. Now this one, it looks different in some photos, but to me this looks quite a coppery colour. So I'm unable to say if it is genuine rose gold or not. But this is not an expensive razor at all. In fact, the cheapest I have seen is at Executive Shaving, where they sell for, now I've not written down the price, yes I have, £23.50. Now on the Executive Shaving website, and I've written down this quote, it says, "The plating on some Parker razor heads is not always 100% aesthetically flawless. Some will be, some won't be." In other words, don't come to me for your money back. But while I make a joke about that, Brian has obviously had some issues with Parker. And I wondered what your experience was of Parker razors. They've been around a long time. They've been around since 1973. Based in India. And the ones I've had, and I'll be bringing them out, the few I have, I'll be bringing them out to show you, but I've never had a problem with a Parker razor in terms of finish. So I just wondered what your experience was. There we are, nice easy first pass. On the Parker website, this is labelled as being a razor for her, but I assure you it's a razor for a guy as well. It's a nice shave. Now there is hardly any blade gap on here at all, but I can tell you from the feel, although I can't find any specific measurements, it feels to me as if the blade is slightly blade forward, a little bit of a positive exposure to go with that very, very small blade gap. Now I have got, I don't know what these are called, I'll be honest with you. They used to be my father's, but they measure gaps, and these go from 0.05 to 0.80 millimeters. Now the 0.05 would not quite fit under the razor blade there, so I think you'll agree that the blade gap is really incredibly small. There's next to nothing there. So the result of that is that I'm getting a shave that is not overly aggressive, but it is very close, and it seems to be quite a smooth razor, quite comfortable. Just have to get that angle right, and that's very easy to do with this razor. I just love the smell of this. It's a really pleasant smelling soap. There we are, look. I think it's a nice looking razor. They have quite a selection of nice looking razors on the Parker website. This one, there we are, that's the angle you see right there. That's perfect for me. It's very smooth at that angle. I can see I've got lots of hydration in my soap. And I was going to say, because this is a brass constructed razor, it is reasonably heavy at 90 grams, but in fact it's quite a nice weight. It's substantial in your hand, but it isn't too heavy. You know, at this correct angle, with lots of hydration in the soap, this really is a very comfortable razor indeed. The handle is 90 millimeters long. I think that's 3 3/4 inches, so quite a long handle. Very nice indeed. Now I've got such a watery lather. I've got it all over myself. But certainly lots of water in my lather today, and I'm feeling it in the shave. It's a very slick shave. Oh, I nearly forgot. I've got my little pre-shave jar here. I'm just using the last of it, and I think this time is the first time I've actually remembered to put my pre-shave on my difficult spots before every pass of the shave. There we go, lovely sheen on that. I don't know if you can see it, the camera tends to pick up too much brightness when I show anything white to the camera lens. But a lovely lather today. I've won a prize, guys, as well. I've won a brush. There's a gentleman called Graham Fraser who started a little company called Shed 11, and Graham hand carves shaving brushes, and on one of the forums, on one of the Facebook groups, he asked for people's opinion about his logo, and I was one of the gentlemen that gave their opinion on a choice of 4 logos, and just said what we thought of it, which one we liked and why we liked it, things like that. And unbeknown to everybody, Graham had a little prize draw and I won. So shortly there will be a hand-carved brush made from an English or British hardwood coming my way, and I'm quite excited about this. Because I know that hand carving a brush is not something that I could do at all. Now, to maintain that smoothness on my neck, I'm going right back on the cap there. You know, I saw a YouTube video the other day featuring this razor, 63C, and the gentleman lived in a hard water area, and after shaving was soaking his brush in a mixture of vinegar and water, in other words acetic acid, and it particularly wrecked this colouring of the handle, which actually looks very nice. So wherever you live, I don't recommend soaking your razors in acetic acid. It is exactly that, an acid. And although vinegar might be very mild, especially if it's watered down, left to soak, it could do some real damage. Thankfully for me, I don't have to worry about that. I'm in a soft water area. But I believe now there are products you can buy for your razors and things like that to counteract the action of the hard water. Now, there we are. Got a bit of towel in there. It works well on my face, quite well on my towel too. So that was a nice shave. As I say, a little bit of a forward feel to that blade. I can feel that. I do prefer a neutral blade, but as I say, because of that practically non-existent blade gap, that forward exposure is definitely mitigated. And I'll tell you what, that's an exceptional shave. It is. Today I'm going to use my apple and lime scented aftershave, which is the Proraso white aftershave balm. Get quite a bit of this on. Oh, I love this stuff. I think it was David Anderson, one of the gentlemen that watches my videos quite regularly, first suggested this to me. Suggested it a couple of times, and I know some other people did the same, but I'm very glad to have this in the den. I absolutely enjoy this a lot. It is as good as the Proraso green, but in an entirely different way. So there we go. If you're looking for something for Christmas, I love it. Now that is my shave. Thank you very much for being a part of it. And let me know what your experiences are, please, with the finish on Parker razors. I'd be very interested to find out and read about your experiences. Till I see you next time, take care. All the very best to you. Bye bye now.